We literally just landed here in Cappadocia, very famous Turkish region, and it's obviously why. Hot air balloon brought us here, and it was really stunning to watch all around from above. Great moments in Turkey.
Welcome to Turkey!
Cappadocia is close to Kayseri, and Kayseri is the venue of the second round of the FIM Snowcross World Championship. This city sits at the foot of the Mount RGS, a dormant volcano that reaches an altitude of almost 4,000 meters. Whatever you are, a history buff or an adventure seeker or a culinary enthusiast, Kayseri has something to offer for everyone. Meanwhile, here on the track there is a lively working atmosphere. We are just next to the ski center RGS, and as you could see, the temperatures are around the zero, sunshine, so everything ready for the weekend. While the SNX riders are arriving here, let's have a glimpse what has happened just 2 weeks ago in Finland.
In the first women's snowcross final, Saga Forsell on the 266 took the whole shot from Elise Jonsson and Tilda Karelius on the 7. Sisters Elise Jonsson and Wilma Jonsson on the 21 battled over second and third, with Wilma on the 21 getting the better of younger sister Elise to take second. Elise took third, but it was home rider Saga Forsell of Finland who went on to take the first race win. In the second race, and immediately we're on board with Emma Laamanen on the 124 as Forsell and Wilma Jonsson fought for the whole shot. Emma Laamanen moved past Elise Jonsson to take third. But once again, Saga Forsell securing a double race victory. The overall classification after the first round, Saga Forsell your overall winner, with Wilma Jonsson and Elise Jonsson joining her on the podium. In the first men's final, Aki Pilacker on the 128 and Elias Ishuel, the two big hitters up front immediately, with Martin Johansson in third. The battle between Pilacker and Ishuel, though, was tense until Ishuel made this decisive pass for the lead, as Martin Johansson settled for third on the 179. On board with Jesse Kirschmeyer, the American, who went out with a sled issue, but there were no such issues for Ishuel, though, as the Norwegian went on to take the win from Pilacker. In the second men's final, it was another rapid start for Pilacker as he led from Ishuel and Mika Lamy on the 10. But Ishuel was quick to take the lead this time as Pilacker on the 128 gave chase in second. Johansson came under pressure from Kirschmeyer in fourth and Topperinner in fifth. And the stricken sled of Lamy there, who started in third. There was a spectacular crash from Mirski Rissanen. Fortunately, he was okay, though, as we can see from the onboard images. But it was another win for Elias Ishuel in final two. And the podium belonged to Ishuel, with Aki Pilacker and Topperinner there in third. The young Finn taking his first ever podium.
High altitude, snowmobiles react really different. How they adjust to this track will be shown by Martin Johansson and Tilde Karelius. Let's go.
It's quite a spectacular track here in Turkey. The start straight, more of a gradual curve, eventually tightening up here as we go uphill through turn one. And then as we reach the summit, everything tightens up. We drop away, downhill, through these four waves. And then as we get to the bottom of the hill, this is turn two. It's a right-hander, a nice sweeping turn. We go uphill in the opposite direction. So this is a 180 first, second turn. As we hit this single, we've got a double apex turn here. This is turn three. We've got a single and then tightening up for turn four. Get out of here, drop downhill again briefly before this turn five opens up. We've got a single. And then a bit of a straightaway into what is turn six. We're working our way towards the end of the lap here. As we get out of this very tight left-hander that seems to go on forever, we drop downhill. There's a series of waves here, 4 or 5 waves. And then as we get out of the last one, there you can see the finish line. We get the other side of the finish line, though. We hit another single, we go left, we're back down the start straight to start another lap here in Turkey. Prior to the start of the weekend, there was a media opportunity to meet the riders who were presented onto the podium area. And as this is round two, some will be looking to capitalise on what they did at the opening round, whilst others will be searching for that little bit extra in order to improve their championship chances. But it was also the opportunity for the officials to host the riders' briefing to remind them of the importance of the flag signals. And with that done, it's time to go racing.
So last year, I came here and raced with the men. We were 3 women, and I really felt like to excel the women's sport of snowcross, that all of the women could have a chance to come here and compete in this environment. So in September, they had a SNX conference at the MXGP in Turkey, and I tried to advocate, talk, and say yes, we could be a certain amount of riders. And it was really fun because in the end, it all came together, and I feel like being such a big part of all of this, because just pushing for the women's sport and actually what the future will be for snowcross, that we always have the same type of competition level. I'm actually the oldest rider professionally riding in the Women's World Championship, and I'm up against some really incredible young talent. There are girls that are 16, 17, 18 years old. The future of snowcross is really great, and I'm looking forward to seeing what some of these young ones, Victoria Lainen, you have Tilde Karelius, you have Elise Jansson, very well-rounded Scandinavian influence, both Sweden, Finland. So we're a great group of girls, and really looking forward to what's happening in the future.
Saga Forsell, the winner of the finish round, looks really unstoppable. But could the Vilma Jonsson respond? That would be the main question to be answered on upcoming Turkish round of the FIM Women's Snowcross World Championship.
All set then for the first women's final. Saga Forsell with the red plate leading uphill. On board here, though, with Wilma Jonsson as she gets sandwiched between Forsell and Tilde Karelius. There's Kelly Collier moving into third around the outside briefly. On board here with Karelius in second behind Forsell. Downhill through those waves. And on the end of the first lap, Saga Forsell now pulling a gap on Tilde Karelius. Wilma Jonsson there in third. Emma Larmanen had a solid round at the opening round. She was fifth and third, and she's solid again here as we go back on board with Wilma Jonsson in this fantastic battle for second, with Tilde Karelius looking to make a move around the outside on the number 21. Jonsson looks like she's made it stick, and she's now into second. She runs a little wide, and she rolls her sled. All of that hard work coming to nothing. Picks herself up though, rejoins the race, but Kelly Collier getting caught out in that, maybe couldn't avoid the sled, but she rejoins. Wilma Jonsson then back in the race, but it was a win for Saga Forsell. Overall classification then for that first race, Saga Forsell, your winner, from Karelius, Larmanen, Wilma Jonsson and Samantha Guillermo.
That was no easy. Like, track is really demanding. Lots of crashes there, but you just did great race.
Yeah, the track is so much more different than we have in Finland or Sweden, so it's hard to try new all time. But yeah, I make my best and I take the first place, so it's good.
So the second heat, some wishes for it?
I don't know. I put my head down and go the next heat, and I hope it's going well.
Thanks, Saga.
Thanks.
Start of race two and heading uphill. This time it's Wilma Jonsson with the whole shot. Saga Forsell right behind there in second place as we go through the first turn. On board here with Tilde Karelius. Forsell second, Jonsson ahead of her. Tightening up through that first turn. Who's that sneaking around the outside? Victoria Lane on the 497. She's past Karelius now for third as they charge downhill through those waves. Good move that from the 497. Bottom of the hill though. Jonsson leading the way from Forsell. Lane hanging on to third with Karelius there in fourth. Larmanen on the 124 in fifth. Jonsson and Forsell still battling over the lead. Tell you what, Karelius tried to force her way down the inside of Lane there, didn't she? Fourth, third, and we go on board with Karelius, who was denied and stays in that fourth place. Down the bottom of the hill, though, another attempt. This time it works. Karelius now up into third place. Wilma Jonsson, she leads, but Forsell knows second will be good enough for the overall win, though. Battle there for second. Karelius closing in on Jonsson. We've got a yellow flag. That's Lane, who's fallen out of fourth place. That's a shame. Back to it, though. Wilma Jonsson leading the way. She's still under pressure from Forsell, though, as they charge downhill. But it's going to be a win for Wilma Jonsson. She wins race 2 and takes her first ever Women's Snowcross World Championship race win. Take a look at the classification then from that second race. Wilma Jonsson, your winner. Saga Forsell second. Tilda Karelius rounding out the top 3 in third.
Looks like the bad luck is over. The first one was not perfect, but this one, you just did a whole shot and led the whole race. Amazing.
Yeah, it was super fun. My sled did really rip this whole shot, so I was like, wow. So it was fun, and like staying out of all the roost and everything, it does a lot.
That was Saga Forsell, obviously, just beating from behind. Did you feel her?
Yeah, not until the last laps, I think. Then I was like, oh my god, she's coming closer. But yeah, it felt great. Yeah.
Congrats to this.
Thank you.
Well, let's take a look at the overall then. Saga Forsell winning this weekend. Wilma Jonsson second, Tilda Karelius, Emma Larmanen and Samantha Gilliaron rounding out the top 5. And let's go down to the podium. Tilda Karelius, third overall, her first podium in women's snowcross. Wilma Jonsson, second overall, who secured her first race win today. And Saga Forsell, back-to-back overall wins now for Forsell. Third place trophy to Tilda Karelius, second place trophy to Wilma Jonsson. The winner's trophy to Saga Forsell. She will also take the championship leader's red plate once again. And with 1 round to go, Saga Forsell is in the driving seat as she continues to lead over Wilma Jonsson and Tilda Karelius this weekend in Turkey. Can Forsell wrap it up next time out in Sweden at the final round? We'll be there to find out.
The championship is going very good for me. The last race I was third in the podium, and it went unbelievable good for me because I'm so young and this is my first series.
I've been in the US the preseason to warm up for the World Championship. Had pretty good races there, much harder racing there, so now I'm feeling in good shape to come here to the World Championship and try to do my best there. I for sure aim on a top spot. It's a bunch of work with a sled when you come here on the high altitude. It's like hard to get them work as good as like on the down altitude, like at home. So we have to do some computer stuff and the clutching stuff. It is a bunch of work to get them go as good as you want.
Got hurt earlier this season, so I couldn't do all the races in the States and in the Ice Hockey series. So this is the first time I ever skip a race in the US when I'm being healthy. Since this one is crashing with the snowcross over there, I choose to go to the World Championship instead, and let's see how it goes. Yeah, so it's a lot different over here than what it is in US, because over there we can use lead in the fuel, so that makes the sled faster. Different clutch setups, also a lot different suspension setup, because it's a really high-speed track, flat track, compared to in the States where it's more like a supercross track. It feels kind of almost like another sport, but it's fun. It's another challenge.
All matadors from Finland managed to arrive to Turkey. And the question is only one: who will control the Turkish race? Aki Pihlaja, Elias Ishöl, or maybe young fresh blood Topi Rinne?
Time for the men's final then, and Aki Pihlaja getting the jump on series leader Ishöl. A good start for the Finn. Pihlaka and Ishuel leading the way at the bottom of the hill. Mille Andersen there in third on the 370, but another great battle between these two as Pihlaka continues to lead Ishuel. Pihlaka missed this race last year for the birth of his first child, remember. The 370 there, Andersen. Alexi Juntunen in fourth place on the 26 and Toparina behind him as there's problems there for Martin Johansson. Pihlaka with a slight lead now over Ishuel. Toparino got a podium last time out. He's doing his best to break into the top three again here in Turkey. Mille Andersen, though, on the 370, looking comfortable in third. And also looking good, the 128, your race leader, Aki Pihlaka. But we've got a new leader, and it's Elias Ishuel. He now leads. And Ishuel wins race one. To give you confirmation of that then, Elias Ishuel, Aki Pihlaka, Mille Andersen, Toparina and Robert London. Your top five.
That was well deserved. I mean, Aki was really tough competitor, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's really tough out there. Track is pretty much one line, so it's really hard to overtake. I feel quite faster than Aki right now, but it's pretty hard to overtake and pass out there. And it was yellow flag in like the one rhythm that's kind of two lines. So I was just giving Aki a little bit gap there, so I didn't get all the roosts, the water into the sled. So yeah, he opened inside. I took it, and rest of the race I tried to stay calm and just hit the lines and save the sled for the second one. And yeah, it's really rough out there. Rocks, water. I don't know where the snow is, but yeah, it's good, it's fun.
The second men's final then. Pihlaka with another good jump as Ishuel gets left behind. A good start for Juntunen and Linus Åberg as well. Charging downhill though, Pihlaka and Ishuel already up to second. Juntunen third. Mille Andersen in fourth. Over here on the left-hand side, a heavy landing for him there. But Pihlaka in control, just as he was in race one. Ishuel lurking in second. A great ride so far for Alexi Juntunen on the 26th, I think, in third, ahead of Andersen there. Martin Johansson in fifth at the moment. A really challenging course now in race two as Pihlaka on the 128 keeps Ishuel on the 200 at bay in second. These two riders putting on another masterful display here in Turkey. What a great track it is as well. Juntunen under pressure now in third as Andersen senses an opportunity for another top three finish. Martin Johansson not too far behind that battle either. He's got Robert London right there with him. On the number 77, he's in sixth place. The Norwegian pushing hard to find a way past the Swede ahead of him on a challenging racetrack. Johansson now up into fourth as Juntunen loses a position and London lunges up the inside of Juntunen as well and into fifth. London now fifth, Juntunen sixth. Mille Andersen on the 370 has been impressive this weekend, eyeing up a brace of third place finishes. Pihlaka making the most of another good start as he hopes to claw back those lost points from race one on that 128 sled. Elias Ishuel stated how difficult it was to pass, and he looks resigned now to settle for second in race two. And track conditions or not, these two have put on a great display of racing for the fans as Ishuel looking to make one last attempt for the win. Can he find a way through though? Well, it all looks like it's come down to nothing though, and Pihlaka could cruise home to take the flag, and indeed he does. Pihlaka wins race two and the overall in Turkey. Give you the classification then. Aki Pihlaka wins race two. Elias Ishuel, Mille Andersen, Martin Johansson and Robert London, your top five.
I chose a different starting position in the second heat because we always watch or check the snow conditions in the starting line, so I'm pretty good to find a good spot there, so it was just a good spot to start. And yeah, I didn't change too much in the second heat. I was just more aggressive with the lappers. So yeah, that worked. I was able to get Elias behind.
Quick look at the overall classification then. Aki Piilakka wins it. They share the points. Elias Ishuel second. Mille Andersen with his first podium in third ahead of Robert London. Let's go down to the podium. Mille Andersen third overall. As we said, his first World Snowcross podium. Elias Ishuel second. Aki Piilakka, your overall winner here this weekend. Great performance from the top two in the championship. The red plate to Elias Ishuel as he continues to lead. Quick family photo with the riders and the dignitaries. And as we look at the overall standings, with one round to go, the title decider will be between two riders, Elias Ishuel and Aki Piilakka. Can Piilakka add to the title he won in 2023, or will Ishuel strike gold for the first time in Sweden?
Exotic Turkish round full of battle is over. And by the way, it was second out of 3. So the final is all we are waiting for. It will happen in Sweden, in Fall Force, and I'm sure that the Scandic atmosphere will be just perfect. Can't wait. See you there.